Hello, my fellow people of the internet. It's Freddy, your Underwear Winner, and before I start the actual video, I just wanted to give a quick message out. This guy, he apparently recognized me in the middle of a game and said he's subscribed to my channel, and I didn't believe him because I have 72 subscribers, and the chances of that is kind of crazy. First of all, he'd have to get in the same game, and second of all, he'd have to recognize me, which is kind of scary. And I ended up even messaging him after the game and stuff, but he seems nice after the one statement I've exchanged with him. And he asked for shoutouts. There you go. It's you in a video. Congratulations. Yeah, anyway, I'm glad I didn't make a complete fool of myself in the game that I got recognized first. I managed to get a win and do 3.5k, so yeah. Anyway, let's get on with the video. Alright, game number one in the Oni, which is the tank we're going to be reviewing. And nice to start it off with the great squeaky chair in the background there. Alright, so what is the Oni good at? Well, it's got a howitzer. Holy crap, is this as laggy as it looks for on me? I apologize in advance if it's as laggy as it's looking on my screen. Oh my goodness. Alright. Anyway, first game, Oni. So the Oni is the Japanese Super Heavy, Tier 7 heavy tank. What is it good at? Well, it gets the KV-2 gun of however many millimeters it is. It's a lot of millimeters, but fires HE and heat and AP, but if you fire AP, then you're doing it wrong. Load mostly HE and take some heat shells, but never ever fire AP. It's just a waste. So, well, we're top tier, and it's a city map, so of course I'm going city. And yeah, I'm in a platoon with Chingosho in his Tiger P. So together we are going to be doing pretty well in this town, but the ending is not as much involving Chingosho, but mostly involving the KV-2 that you can see right in front of me. We're going to make a friendship of derp this game. Anyway, spoilers aside, let's get into this. I apologize in advance if my commentary is completely horrible. That is because it's 1 o'clock in the morning right now, and my birthday was exactly 1 hour ago, and to make myself less sad that it's over, I'm gonna record a YouTube video instead. But that of course means that I'm sleep deprived and in a squeaky chair. So we're gonna make with what we can do with what we have. That's what I was trying to say. Alright. Anyway, go around the corner, find an Oni. Best thing about this tank is that you don't need to aim. Out of all of the primary tanks that people recommend to start... Oh my goodness, I'm lagging badly. Alright, so everybody, especially Quickie Baby, whenever somebody asks what's the best starting heavy tank line or the best starting tank line for a newbie player to go up, and the usual thing he says is the KV-1 line, and I think that this is wrong. It used to be correct. I definitely used to back that up, but nowadays the KV-1's not really as good as it used to be. Now I would much prefer to be in this tank, the Oni, and to get up that we have to go through the OI Experimental in the Japanese Super Heavy lines, because you can do stuff like that. And you don't really need to know how to aim, because all you got to do is hit your target with HE, and then you'll pen, you won't pen, but you'll do damage every time. So I don't really understand what the point of having a better tank is right now. I mean, you're going to learn the weak points of tanks eventually, but for the beginning of the game you want to be learning mechanics and all sorts of stuff. The memorization of different tanks and their weak spots, that comes a lot later. So I feel like this is definitely a lot more useful. Have I been recording this entire time? Yeah, I have. Alright, cool. Just making sure I've been recording the voiceover. I'm really tired right now. I get a little bit weird when I'm tired. It's gonna be a weird video. I'm gonna have to edit a lot of making fun of myself in the post-edits here. Alright, so anyway, what are we on? We're on 3 kills, I think? I don't know, my screen's fuzzy. Alright, so we're on kills. We're on a certain amount of kills. And with said certain amount of kills, we're going to go for more kills. But this thing's not very accurate, as you can see. Accuracy is definitely a minus, and I believe in a second here, if my past editing is correct, I believe I show the weak spots here. Please. No, wait, here, wait, no. Coming soon. So it's a super heavy. That means it doesn't really have that many weak spots. But the weak spots that are important about this thing, after we take a shot at this guy and miss completely, get ammo racked, of course, which we have to repair. There, wait, show weak spots. KV2, alright. So it's me, Chinko Sho and his Tiger P, and a KV2 versus 7 tanks. And Chinko Sho will die soon, I believe. Put a shot into this Easy 8 there, doing another 400-ish damage. There you go, Chinko Sho's down. So now it's a 2 versus 7. And there we go, now I'm showing the weak spots. So on the cheeks here, we have weak spots, and then on these interesting things, we have weak spots. And by weak spots, I mean they're slightly weaker than everything else. They're not really weak spots. It's kind of the VK101P's Cupola kind of situation here. You've got great armor everywhere, and then on those spots you've just got slightly less great armor. It's not really that much of a weak spot. The only thing you're going to have to worry about is equal tiered opponents, but with these tier 5s like that Stug, nothing he could have done there besides run away. But the main weak spot I actually don't even put a target on because it would just take the entire screen up, is the side. The side's 70 millimeters, and that's not really that good. So if you're in any tier that meets this thing, and you get on the side of this tank, then you're going to be able to do some damage. Doesn't matter what kind of gun you have, doesn't matter if you're a tank destroyer, etc. You're just gonna be able to pen them no matter what. Anyway, we've turned the 2v7, I believe it was, into a 2v3, and of course the final 3 are not very good tanks, so we're just gonna casually kill the rest of them. It's 1 actual tank and then 2 artillery, which is always fun to feast on. My eyes are getting a little tired. I might just fall asleep in the middle of recording this. I'm on like my last little boost here. Anyway, going after the Panzer SFL, take a shot, and kill. Nice and easy. And now I'm going to be... Now there's 2 artillery left, and they're completely hidden. So the only really... Whoa, ouch. So we know the grill is somewhere over there, but we're not going to be able to chase these guys down. We're both in slow, heavy tanks with derps. So what we're going to have to do is cap. At least that's the plan. So I say, let's cap. I'll aim south, you aim north. And, of course, he ignores me. There we go. Now I'm showing the side armor. So there you can see. That's the biggest weak spot ever, is the entire side. So all of that is going to be a nice, easy pen for whatever you're in. Anyway, start the cap. I hope the KV2 is going to start the cap too. He says affirmative as like he's... and then he ignores me. So he says affirmative like he agrees to my plan, and then he drives out of cap. So kind of lost faith, but I'll stay here anyway. Just to guarantee the win. They're not going to be able to reset enough times. If they reset once, then we'll be able to see them unless they blind fire me, and we've got a KV2 to spot them out in case they blind fire me. So, he fires once. Somebody recommends to me in chat to move to the spot that they last fired at, which is typically a good idea, but I'm in a fat, slow, heavy tank. I'm too lazy to go back there, so I'm just going to sit where I am. 20 capture points, and it's not going to be a very interesting game for the rest of this. We're just going to sit here watching me cap. Give it a couple seconds, something interesting's going to happen, I'm sure. Any second now. Having fun yet? Did you get me anything for my birthday? I mean, it was just yesterday. You couldn't have forgotten already. To be fair, I didn't get you anything either, but still. Oni is hiding in bush. That's fun. The Oni got me a present. He got me this one-shot. Hello, Grilla. He shoots once. I shoot once, but I hurt a lot more than he does. And now it's just the 1 artillery left. I decide to leave cap because we know where the other artillery is. The KV2 is going after him. Oh, but it doesn't actually kill him, which is kind of surprising. So I start the long trek over there, but KV2 is going to crush my dreams pretty soon here. It is a KV2 after all. I keep sending him invites to a platoon to see if I can get some better awards for the end of the game, but he keeps refusing me. Makes me sad. I don't know, could we have gotten a crucial? I can't see how many kills we're at. I think we're 1 short of a crucial, which stinks. Alright, and on to the next one. Alright. That was nice and fast. Man, past editing me was good. Alright, so now we're on to the next game, and this time we are on Redshire? What map is this? I don't know. Anyway, we're still in the Oni. And I have a different platoon mate this time, still from a clan Adney, which of course you're welcome to join. Please join the clan. We need recruits. Anyway, clan Adney. I'm in an Oni. He, as in Strat, the leader of our clan, is in the AMX AC-46, which is a tank I ground through and actually didn't make a gameplay review on it, which means I'm going to have to buy it back eventually, which will be fun. Anyway, I've got plenty of other tanks to make gameplay reviews on, including the Oni, which does stuff like this. Yeah, we had to have at least one of those shots in one of these reviews, right? Alright, so anyway. Now we continue onwards, and we actually have a special guest star that we don't know about yet, but his name is Twitch. Twitch12. I believe that's the number after his name. Anyway, Twitch is in the SPIC in this game, and we actually recruit him into the clan after this. So, Twitch, if you're watching, hello. So yeah, Twitch actually spectates this entire game, which is impressive because it takes almost the entire 15 minutes. So good for him. Can't believe how... he must have been very, very bored during the course of this, but I appreciate the dedication. Anyway, so I'm in an Oni. Of course, I'm going back to another heavy tank spot. Of course, artillery is firing at me. That's 2 artillery out of the 3. And artillery is going to be very annoying this game. And this is another top-tier game, and you'll be recognizing a pattern here. In my Oni, I don't end up losing a lot of health during the course of the game. I end this game, as well as on the last one, I end the game with a lot of my health remaining at the end. I don't really take that much damage, and that's because this tank is hilarious when it's top tier. I could show you some bottom tier gameplay, but it's pretty much the same, except less one-shotty. So why would you want to see that? Ooh. Alright, I seem to have used up all of my luck on that first shot, so now I'm going to have to spend the rest of the game firing into the dirt. Anyway, I decide to side scrape, which is usually a good idea in the Oni, as long as you don't over-angle, because of course that 70mm of side armor can be pretty painful. Artillery is still firing at me over a rock, and I'd like to dedicate this replay to all the people who yell at me to just stay arty safe whenever I'm complaining about artillery. I'm very arty safe right now. There's a giant rock there, and I'm covered by a giant blimp above me. I honestly do not understand what kind of other arty safe location I could get to. Anyway. Now I have to wait through a 20-second reload, which is another downside to this tank, but I completely forgot to explain about the HE, didn't I? Alright, so the way HE works, if you've seen my M4 gameplay review, then you'll also know how this works from the M4. Another miss. So, HE does not need to hit to pen. It does not need to hit to do damage. It does not need to pen to do damage. All it has to do is make contact with the enemy to do damage. Now, depending on how much of the whole armor or how little of spaced armor the shell hits, the more damage it'll do. And if it penetrates completely, it'll do a crazy amount of damage. The problem with these kinds of guns is that they typically have a much longer reload, which is true for this one. You get 20 seconds to wait for between every shot. So now I decide to turn around to try to help Strat, as he seems to be in trouble, but then I get distracted by a nice juicy T-29 side, and as you can see, even though I hit him flush in the side, it hit the tracks, which means I didn't pen. Now Strat gets the kill on the T-20 down there, but then a sniper of the E-25 is able to take him out before he's able to pull back. Now, this is an OI, and this is the luckiest shot in the game, even luckier than the T-37 shot, and I have no idea how this pens, but I'll take it. Hello, OI. That was HE, and HE on this tank gets, what, 50mm of pen? And I just penned an OI, which has approximately 130mm of effective armor from the front. Yeah, I'm glad this game makes sense. Alright, so I load heat for the next shot. Going after the T-29, and heat is like AP, except it's bigger boom because howitzer. So I'm still able to do 500 something damage and take out the T-29 in that one shot. Now, at first I was considering just rushing across here as you normally would, but then I see that the team is actually crumbling a little bit, so I don't want to risk my tank yet. I want to guarantee this win, because at the time I'd been having a pretty bad stream of games, and there's the pesky artillery that's been hitting me all game. Spot it out in the open, take a shot, and it misses. So that's the same artillery that's going to cause me a lot of problems later. So for now, we're going to trust that the T-43 finishes him off, and he fails to do so. But there's a Hummel. Hummels are fun to kill. They're nice, tasty one-shots. Whee! Easy shot. Alright, so now Strat is doubting the fact that I'm going to be able to hit those shots, but never dealt Japanese heavies. Especially if they're doing Russian accents at the time of voiceovers. This isn't making any sense. I really shouldn't record when I'm sleep deprived. Anyway, I start falling back to base thinking that they're going to be able to push through the base defense, and you'd be thinking, why? Because we're winning 11-8, it should be easy to push through. But the problem is, young ladies and gentle peeps of the audience, never, ever, ever trust your teammates, because it'll always end badly. So, I decide to rush in after the Z-25, and the plan kind of works. I'm admiring the Oni view, I guess, while I go. The plan kind of works. I'm able to get to the E-25, but then I get distracted right before taking the shot at him. Now I see the E-25, but then I see a stationary target. Hello, little friend. He's dead. Alright. Next. E-25 is running quickly, but because I have such a long reload, I'm not able to put a shot into him. And I'm actually driving in the middle of the open Oni, and I haven't taken a hit yet. But that'll change in 3, 2, there you go. Mistimed the count just slightly. That would have been perfect if I had gotten it right. Alright, so there's the pesky M44 that we missed before. Now I tell the light tank on my team, go kill the M44. Because I don't want to deal with repeated artillery splashes for the rest of the game, which is what I'm going to deal with for the first little bit. So now the T-21 is able to spot the M44 pretty soon here. And any second now. That's your cue, T-21. Come on, Duddy. You gotta make me look better than this. Come on. He's right over there. Why is this taking so long? I have to watch these replays back before I commentate on them. Alright, there we go. So, he spots the M44. And I'm thinking, great, he just fired. Nice, easy kill. T-21's got this. But then, a wild lag spike appears. And then after that, another wild thing. Such as... So now I tell him to fall back over to this area so I could support him, because we're the last two surviving against two enemy Tier 7 tanks, but the problem is he runs into an E-25. So, what's the natural response when said E-25 is moving at top speeds from that distance? Snipe with a howitzer, why don't you? And now there's that terrible shell velocity. So like in the M4, if you're sniping, you're going to have to lead a lot more than in any of your other shots, as this thing fires like an artillery, because it's a howitzer and the shell is so heavy, it takes very, very long for the shell to reach the target. So you have to lead shots like that, and then you're able to kill them. So yeah, I did just snipe from 400 meters a E-25 at full speed with an Oni. And yeah, I'm going to speed this part up because, unlike the other game, this is not nearly as exciting when I'm waiting. So, this is the part where I'm amazed that Twitch is still here. I'm going around this way for now, but then I realized that if I ambushed them at cap, it would be perfect. So Twitch is actually in the chat here, and he's going to be commentating on the rest of this game. I'm telling Strat where I think that he's going to be moving, but eventually he's going to have to come to cap, right, if he wants to win. So Twitch says, like watching a rock. And I agree with his little description. Now we're at 2 minutes left, and when we reach 1 minute and 40 seconds, I realize that he does not have enough time to cap, so I have to make myself as obvious a target as I possibly can. So I go upon the highest point in the area to see if I can bait him out, and I do indeed spot him. And now I don't understand what this guy's thought process was here. Maybe he thought he could outflank me, but I'm in an Oni. That's not going to happen. So, nice easy kill. And I'm actually going to come back in a little bit to give you guys the post-game stats, but for now you can look at this beautiful picture of an Oni. So, for the first game I was able to get a first class mastery badge, a Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, Fighter, and Fire for Effect. And there's the team score and the detailed report if you really care about that kind of thing. And then for the other replay, I was able to get a First Class, a Bruiser, a Shell Proof, Fire for Effect, High Caliber, and Top Gun. Again, there's the team score and the detailed report if you really care. And before I end this video, I want to apologize for the lack of quality in this, and I might just actually redo the Oni gameplay review eventually, but that's because I'm exhausted and I wanted to get this video done. I'm actually leaving tomorrow, so I wanted to get this video done, and then I can do another video when I get back, hopefully. But I wanted to say something amazing. I got a new graphics card and a new monitor, so hopefully I'm going to look like all those fancy YouTubers that don't have to keep their graphics on minimum. And we'll see if it's less laggy like it was in these replays, and yeah. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, other sellouty things, and that's about it. Take care.